Hello folks, I am Scott Grove of Groovy Music Lessons and Groovy Productions. I am here today in full support of David Anderson of Anderson Custom Guitars and Basses. You can always reach David at andersoncustomguitars@gmail.com. Once again, Anderson Custom Guitars with an S, because there's more than one to be found, at gmail.com. Now, I've had over 2,000 guitars. I've had every guitar basically known to man, and I can have any guitar I want, and I do have every guitar I want to hang on the wall and look pretty. But when it comes time for a real guitar and you want a custom guitar made, you're finally tired of everybody else's idea of what is ideal for you, you go to David. Nice and simple. Okay, now if you're looking for a $300 BC Rich knockoff, buy one from BC Rich. But if you want a quality custom shop axe, which means you're going to pay starting price is $1,000, $1,200, and then up, depending on how fancy a paint job you want, how great of components you want, so forth. So if you're not wanting to spend $1,000, which is cheaper than an American Strat, move along, kiddies. I mean, you're paying for real stuff here. A guitar tailor-made especially for you. Today's offering is, this is something the world's been needing for a long time, and only one person has had any such thing, and he had to kind of like do it himself. Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, as you know, has been taking a telly and just yanking off the bottom E string and doing a 5-string thing forever. So that's what David did, but he took it 10 steps further. Okay, we have the Anderson, that's right, the G Daddy 5-string guitar, meant to be tuned in open G. And guess what? I did tune it on open G. Okay, so this is an amazing axe. Like I said, it's tuned in open G. What's wrong with the telly? Pretty much everything. You can't intonate it. Plus, what else? That's right, you only have 3 pickup selections. So you can have 3 pickup selections too. You can have a telly body. You can have anything you want. David will build it. He don't care. As long as the cash is coming in, you're going to be having a big old grin because you got whatever you want made. This one I am particularly fond of, and I am thinking about not even sending it back and just saying, sorry dude, build another one. This one's mine. Alright, I'll shut up now and just show you this cool axe. Gene loves it too. It's finger licking good. Look at that. He loves what he has here. Okay, the custom color on this thing is a custom color. David mixed this up himself. He calls it Arctic Frost. Look at that thing. If you get this thing in the sunlight, it does some major damage. Okay, I'm going to put you right inside the guitar. Okay, I'm trying to use the lights to the best of my ability, but this, of course, does not do it even justice. There's no way to film anything like this unless you hit it with a few 5,000 watt spotlights. Okay, so what you're looking at here is something amazing, and of course this particular version is bolt-on, which I most certainly love over anything. And like I said, I've had every guitar there is, and bolt-ons make way more sense because you can actually work on them. If you bust a neck, bolt another one on, you're ready to go in 5 minutes. Okay, so check it out. Every string has its own little bridge. You can order this or you can have your own. It doesn't matter. A custom guitar is about getting what you want. This is just an idea. This is the prototype of the G-Force. If you want something like this, a different body shape, a different everything, 2 humbuckers, 5 single coils, 3 single coils, 2 humbuckers, David can do it. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, again, the Arctic Frost. We have the Emerald set of lace sensor pickups, which comprise of the silver back here in the bridge. This is my favorite. This gives you that 70s Strat sound. Okay, so this is the Mark Knopfler sound. Okay, from Sultans of Swing, the best sound you've ever heard in your life for a clean tone. That gives you that sound. That's why I use this in all 3 positions on my own custom guitars that David always makes for me. David is the one and only person who makes my custom guitars now. I had one made at first, and then I went to David, and I haven't been back to the first guy. So I'm staying with David, and that's the way it's going to be. The purple lace sensor here in the middle, that's your P90. Okay, but all these are 100% hum-free. P90 is notorious for humming and buzzing and making all those noises you just don't want. Any noise you hear today with me playing is just simply going to be my amp making noise, or my compressors, or all that. The guitar is dead quiet. I'll turn off all the garbage and let you just hear the guitar on its own, where a Strat would just make more noise than, well, you know what a Strat does, all the 60 cycle hum. Right here we have the Emerald pickup right in the neck position, which gives you your Texas Special sound. So you want your SRV, your Stevie Ray Vaughan, especially in the neck position. That's where you go there to get that Delta blue, that major blues sound. Go right to that neck pickup, and that's where you want your Texas Special sound. Okay, this is a 25.5-inch scale axe. Okay, so ultra comfortable. And again, the neck is wide enough for a 5-string, regular spaced, but it's skinny, like a banjo. But it's exactly what it would be, minus the room for one more string. The low E string is gone. Okay, so you are tuned, actually just open E, which is, open G, which is D, B, G, D, another G, and then there would be like a low D on here if it was a 6-string, but Keith don't use no 6-string. That's why that's why the G force is out here and it's doing the old Keith sound. Okay, what else do we have here? We have the Spurzl height compensated tuners, which is a beautiful thing. It totally eliminates the need for string trees. Okay, you can see they go down. This here is really close to the neck, and they get higher up as they go, so no need for string trees, so there's no friction. Okay, so people that like to bend over the nut or just tune, and you're tuning, all of a sudden kink, it makes that kink sound like all Gibsons do. That means you need a nut job. I am a nut job, I know that, but none of that with this guitar. Okay, so that problem, every problem is solved on this guitar. Okay, so they lock in. You don't even have to wind them on. You just stick it in the hole, Spurzl, lock it, boom, tighten it on, clip it off. You don't even have to go half a rap, and you're in tune. Okay. From there we go to another favorite of mine, the brass nut. Okay, you do not want a bone nut or a plastic nut. You can have one by all means if you want one. Just tell David, hey, give me a bone nut. He'll put one on there. The whole thinking behind this is all your frets are made out of metal. Why should all your strings ring against metal, sound great, then when you play it open it's ringing against some different material? Okay, people have been, well, that's been great for years. Yeah, it's been great for years, but it's time to change, kids. So think about that option. You can do titanium things, you can do steel, you can do brass. Brass kind of mellows the tone just a bit. If you want to take the edge off of a single coil, you can either slightly roll back the high end on your amp, very easy to do, or you can throw a brass nut on and you're good to go too. So options. Okay, we also have the Hot Rod 2-way truss rod cover. Okay, more possible control over your relief on your neck than any other system out there. So ask David about that. We also have the one-piece alder body on this particular one. Of course, you can have whatever you want. You can make it out of matchsticks. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want, he'll build the thing. So it's all about the options. Whatever you choose, asking for a quote. And again, if you are looking for a BC Rich $400 copy, then might as well just buy a BC Rich $400 piece of balsa wood and get her done with. When it comes to a custom guitar, yeah, David can beat the price of an American standard Strat, which is what, $1,400 Well, you can get into David's stuff starting at between $1,000 and $1,200 on his guitars, but depending on what you want to add, feature-wise and finish-wise, finishes can cost a fortune, but look at this, it's worth it. So it's a matter of how crazy you want to go with the finish and with all of the electronics and the hardware. And if you want to, like my current one that he's building, I have a light show built into all here, and you hit it and it's velocity sensitive, so the harder you hit the thing, the LED lights just blind you, and it's amazing. So I've got a full light show built into my new guitar coming in, and I'll show you a couple of my guitars that David built. So we also have the TBX tone control. TBX. T stands for treble, B stands for bass, X stands for expander with no E in there. So treble, bass, expander. What it does is from 0 to 5 you have a normal tone control. From 5 on up to 10 it takes your bass and treble at the same time and brings the levels of those up, and it's passive. No batteries needed at all. And it leaves your mids right where it was, so you can get that scooped sound. For you metal players that really like that scooped out sound, you get it right on your guitar instead of having to use pedals or change your amp real quick and put it into a metal mode. You can do it right here. Just flick it to 10 It boosts your treble and your bass at the same time, leaves your mids where they were, so all of a sudden it's scooped. And you have a 5-way selector switch. Okay, back here in position number 1, you get the neck pickup. Position number 2, you get your typical Strat, 4 positions thing. In the middle, this is brilliant because nobody uses their middle pickup on a Strat type configuration. Here we go straight to Tele in position 3. You can have it wired however you want it, backwards from this or forwards from it. But you get the neck and the bridge pickup. Okay, you go to position 4 here on the big chrome chicken head. I think that's too cool. I've always wanted a chrome chicken head. It looked way better than the head I got, I tell you. Okay, there, you go right back into normal Strat mode again. So these 2 pickups here, and finally last you get your bridge position pickup. This brilliantly located and turned upside down, and your Strat grabs your cord just like it should. It comes straight out of the guitar, goes right to where your strap is and out of your way. It's not hanging out the bottom of the guitar or force fed like a Fender thing would be, where it would have to go like this and then hanging down. It just doesn't look good. So this way, it's all thought out. Think of this. David's even built some, and I've got one, but the jack is on the back of the guitar, so you don't see the cord at all. None of this messes in your way, so you can have it. Have it your way. Have it your way. Okay, so that's everything. You have the bridge is the ABM. You can get this or anything else, but these are individual bridges, period. It's an individual bridge for each string. So if you wanted 8 of them, 8-string guitar, you put 8 of those puppies on there. If you only want 5, you just put them on one at a time. What a deal. How cool is that? Now, it's a bolt-on. I love bolt-ons more than anything in the world. Like I said, you bust that neck, you have to put a new one on, you're up ready to go in like 10 minutes, including string change, even less with the locking tuners. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's just check this puppy out with Gene sitting here. He's going to lick this thing. Lick it up, lick it up, lick it up, Gene. I can't do it. I have to play Lick It Up by Kiss just right away. Even though I'm in open G, I can fake my way around it. I had to lick it up. Okay, so like I said, you are in basic open G. How is that? That's why we call it the G Daddy. That's right, you're in G Daddy. And he'll have the G Mama too. Okay, for all you girls, he'll paint it pink. Not a problem. Okay, so what is great about open G? Of course, all the stone stuff and such. But once you get wrapped around in open G tuning, you have a hard time getting away from it. Go ask, oh God, anybody. Anybody that goes to open G and plays for any length of time, all of a sudden they get locked there and they can't get away from it. You got George Thorogood, and what's he got going on? He's got his, let's find him. Da-da-da-da. My slide. Now that noise is from my amp, not from this guitar. Crazy. All you slide players. Okay, so it's just made to play slide and everything else that's out there. Okay, and you want, of course, your typical Stones thing. Let's go back here. I'm just going to go to, I don't know. Let's go to these 2 pickups on. And again, that's just my amp buzzing. It's not the guitar, trust me. So if you're just in there. getting kind of there. It is just a beautiful thing. So you get all the Stones thing realistically. Put in a little more time than what I put in, you will actually get the perfect Stone sound. But this is for people who just love to be able to play everything, especially with one finger. I'm going to find a tone that is normal. There we go. Okay, so let's check out the tones real quick. Let's go to that neck pickup. Again, this is your Texas Special sound. Okay, so I'm just running TBX tone control on 5, which is normally 10 on any guitar. Okay, so nice halfway clean sound. So our Texas Special sound. Let me see. Yeah, let's put this in here. So there you have your Texas Special sound. If I was to go straight clean sound, let's go there. Let's go to both of these pickups together. Or is that where I was? No, both the pickups now. Let's play in a different key, why not? Let's go to A. So it sounds nice and clean. Right in the middle you get your teletone. Again, here to here. All the chord voicings you can never get on a normally tuned guitar. The G force is just a force to be reckoned with, let me tell you. Going to the typical strat position, right here. Okay, so this is going to get you your Mark Knopfler sound, because we got our lace sensor silver incorporated right here, right along with the P90 type of sound. So you're getting a little cross between the Fender and the good old Gibson parts that actually sounded good. Before they started throwing all that humbug and stuff at you. Okay? Okay, so when you're playing an open G, you don't have to compensate for a lot of things. You just stay right there. See, check this out, your normal licks. Even though I'm playing an A, it's all built around a one finger thing. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so it's just no-brainer when it comes to playing. Okay, so very cool. The only thing that's different is you got that, also you got the addition of the low G, which is like your A, just tuned down. And then your high string is tuned from E down to a D. Okay, so no big deal. So let's say you're playing a D. So you have the low note, which makes it sound hugely full. If you want to add, you know, it's only 2 more frets. Anybody can do it. If you would need to do a D thing where you would normally go, you can't do that with a regular guitar tune normally. But now if you need to go normal for some reason, just take it up 2 more frets. Okay, we can go Japanese. Okay, So it's a very easy conversion to make. Okay, and finally here in the bridge position with just the silver lay sensor, I'm going to put on a slight bit of overdrive and country myself out. I'm going to put on a little bit of delay. That ain't a little, this is a little. That's just cool, man. With any other guitar either. So for all the people who are like doing this detuning stuff these days, same concept. But, you know, we have the 5-string. Who else has this other than banjo pickers? Okay, so once again, the David Anderson G-Force. Check out a couple guitars he's done for me real quick. This was my SG-1 Custom. Check that puppy out. Not a knob to be found. Check out the brilliant recessing of the bridge into the body. That is so you do not have to get that 4% Gibson tilt back neck thing where it goes like this. It perfectly corrects what Gibson has got wrong all these years. That makes everything a pain to play. You don't know any better until you've played one that's built right. Okay, so that was his own invention right there, to countersink the bridge and take away from the angle that Gibsons are forced to make. So all of a sudden this is just a perfect flipping guitar. So there you go. Once again, don't forget, Anderson Custom Guitars at gmail.com. Here's my 32 model. The 32 models are great. You can have them, of course, any way you want them, but I went for the kind of the Ibanez Destroyer look here. We're Kiss freaks ourselves. Okay, and you can have whatever you want put on there. That's real gold leaf right there, folks. You know, there's gold to be found. So the 32 means you have 3 single coil pickups, 2 real humbucker pickups. I've got my Duncans back in here for a little while, trying them out. Look at that amazing bridge. Goes all the way through. Talk about a tone block right there, boy. Crazy paint job, I love it. Screaming 80s at you. Okay, so you have 5 switches to turn on or off, all 5 pickups. There's no coil splitting mess here, because, you know, coil splits, they sound okay, but they don't sound like real single coils or real humbuckers. They just kind of pseudo take care of it. So think about the 32 model also. It was originally done in this body style as a prototype, and it can be done in any body style. It's a custom guitar, folks. So if you ever want to have an amazing guitar like this, let's look at me, because I'm pretty dirty. Just give David a shout, and if you're a serious buyer, he'll return your emails. Okay, again, if you're just looking for some kind of heavy metal knockoff of a BC Rich or something, and you only want to spend $300, you're not going to get an answer back, let alone a guitar. Okay, so get your stuff together, what you actually want on a guitar in order to get a price quote. Okay, and sell everything you have and buy a real guitar that is made for you the way you think it should be done. The way I think it should be done, who cares? The way David thinks it should be done, who cares? He don't always agree with me. He offers suggestions. He'll offer you suggestions. You can take them or leave them. You are the boss, kids. So whatever you think should have been done forever, get it done. Or if you just want a copy of something else but are willing to pay for the quality that David puts out there, then go see him. You know, give him a shout and say, here's what I want. These are the kind of pickups I want. You better have your stuff on the, your cards on the table to be ready to lay it out. Because this is a real business, folks. You can't say, well, I don't know, I just want some kind of pickup that goes twang, twang, twang. That ain't going to cut it. You got to have an idea of exactly what you want. So here we got the custom shop logo here, Anderson Custom right there. And again, the Arctic Frost. Man, I wish you guys could see this. I mean, that is a finish and a half. And again, that's a custom finish of David's that he pours himself. He sits back here in, like the mad scientist he is, in his little laboratory and makes these things amazing. This neck plays awesome. Look at that joint. I mean, that is the way a guitar should be made right there. The nice soft heel. You're not bumping into it like you are with Fender guitars. God, it's just amazing. And the TBX, it's just cool. And like I said, it just raises and lowers your treble and your bass. I've got everything off, but that's okay. I'll plug it right back in just to show you what the TBX does on a nice, good, clean sound. Let's go even cleaner. Okay, so I'm going to go to, let's put it here on these two pickups. Okay, so there it is with the tone control on 5, which is normally 10 on any guitar. So that's with the tone on 10, back to 5, which is normally 10 on your guitar. Let's get rid of some of that reverb. Where is my reverb? That ain't it. Okay, I know I've got something here without so much reverb. Without so much bloody reverb. Okay, let's go to a normal sound here. So that's on 5. Now 10. Back to normal, 5. Back to 10. So you can tell everything has been boosted. Back to 5. So that's what you're used to hearing right there. TBX up to 10. So that really gives you some major clarity for your clean sounds too. It's just an amazing axe. There's no more to be said about it, so I won't say anymore. But once again, the G Daddy right there, man. It does not stand for Grove. It stands for being tuned in the key of G. I had nothing to do with this, other than I just had to see it, had to check it out, had to film it, had to share it with you guys. That's the only reason I'm here today. I'm not doing nothing else except for me and Gene are just tasting this thing. That's a tasty guitar if you ever saw one. So once again, Anderson Custom Guitars at gmail.com. Okay, just write him there and say, here is what I have. Have your ducks in a row. Have your pickups picked out, your bridge, your everything else, your shape, your paint, everything that you could possibly want. And if you want suggestions from David, ask him for them. If they don't fly for you, say, hey, try something else and try something else. This guy, the first guitar he built for me, he sent it to me. He sent me a neck. He sent me 2 necks, actually, 2 or 3 maybe. And it's like, which one do you like? So I picked kind of one I like. I said, I like this, but do this to it. You know, and he sent me 3 necks and he's just going to like scrap the other 2. But that's what this guy does. The lengths he goes to make sure that you're happy. He'll send you the guitar when it's done. If you're not happy, send it back and he'll fix whatever it is. But I mean, he actually sent me 3 different necks that were made exactly for this guitar. He wasn't going to use that headstock for anything else, but he sent me 3 of these necks before he ever even put a, you know, that. Look at that, man. That's some amazing inlay work from my groovy thing. Ebony fingerboard. But he sent me 3 different necks. Said, which one do you like best? Which feels best? Which profile is it? Do I need to shave anything other than this? You know, but he's that kind of guy. So you pay, what do they say? Good stuff ain't, you know, cheap stuff ain't good and good stuff ain't cheap. But he does not charge you what other custom shops will charge you. I mean, we're talking, let me get my camera right there. That looks about right. It's just the other way. He charges about half of what any other custom shop would, but the quality is double. I've got Fender Custom Shop here, and it's not half the quality of what David puts out. Okay? And Gibson, let's forget about Gibson. He's trying to fix one of my Gibson Accents right now. It's like the worst piece of, once you get underneath that paint, you realize why they paint them with so much dang paint on there, boy. It's nasty under there. So you want a real guitar that speaks volumes and can handle volume like crazy, and will make you trash all your other guitars, save you tons of money. All you need is one great axe. Okay, so once again, debut of the prototype of the G Daddy concept. You can have any guitar, any configuration, any bridge, any pickups, any shape, anything, but just know that it is available to do a 5-string axe. You can tune it however you want, but if you want it to be a G Daddy model, and it's meant to be that way in G, you know, then we'll call it a G Daddy, or you can name it whatever you want to name it. We can put Rumpelstiltskin right on the headstock. It'd have to be this long, but we'll get it on there. Okay, so give David a shout. Once again, Anderson Custom Guitars at G, that's tasty, GDaddy.com. Me and Gene signing off. Once again, give David a buzz, give him a shout, let it all out. I better get out of here before I just totally have a breakdown, but I'm going to play this until I have to send it back. And like I said, I'm not going to send it back. I'm just going to buy the thing. No, he won't let me have it. He might. I don't know. I'll call him and ask him now. You should too. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye.